Amanda's still over there texting. What are you texting about, Amanda?
My life.
Why,
I have to post that I worked out. I have to post that I worked out.
You and your workouts.
Dude, if I didn't post that I worked out, it didn't happen.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, you know.
I share my story every time.
Yeah. Me too. I take a picture of my watch with the calories, and I tag the gym because they're amazing.
Why would
I do too. Yeah, we have the same gym. That's right.
This is so weird. I mean, I used to go to LA Fitness, but then I got like pressured into trying to get a trainer, and I was like, nah, fam, I'm good. So yeah, I was just like, nah.
Dude, I also have a trainer that I like FaceTime workout with. I fucking love it.
They hit me up for that too.
Yeah.
Like, if I could do that,
Yeah.
FaceTime workout? What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, I need someone to yell at me and tell me I'm a piece of shit.
During the pandemic, they were doing virtual training courses.
I love it.
Seriously?
I love it. Yeah.
Dude, that sounds insane.
I know.
Why is my GPU so high? Holy shiznit. My GPU is at 39% right now. I'm not even streaming any games, yo.
Damn.
Bro, I don't know what's going on. And OBS is taking up 25% of that.
That's crazy.
My bit rate's not. I know it's at 6. Like I'm pulling 7K. Like I'm not dropping any frames either. I don't know what's going on. What is life right now?
You're not dropping frames. You good?
The stream says it's unstable. I don't believe you, stream. You're lying to me.
Oh, I just got a text notification that we're live.
Did you?
I did.
That's
right now.
We should remind people that we actually exist. Oh wait, you did that 40 minutes ago.
I did. Oh yeah, I did. I know. We have to like.
We're so terrible. We're so terrible at this.
I just did the same. I tweeted and Facebook.
I was bugging Pickles super hard. I was like, Pickles, tell your fucking people. Tell them.
Yeah.
I yelled at him through text message.
Why have you told them yet?
Literally, that's what I was saying.
Desktop Windows. What is this desktop Windows thing taking up 10%? What are you doing? What is this? What are you?
Dang shame you can't stream from a Mac.
Well,
Dude,
I mean, you can, but it's just not easy. Wow. OBS is hating on me today. Holy shiznit.
Didn't you say last stream, though, that your GPU was like close to 100% or no?
No, that was my CPU, not my GPU.
CPU.
My GPU,
like,
I don't know why my GPU is spiking in some weird ways. I don't know what I have open. What do I have open that you could possibly be like, yo, you're freaking out for no reason? I mean, I have a bunch of tabs for Chrome open, but that should not, like, Chrome's not even taxing the GPU.
What size is your thing? The thing that
my thing? What thing?
The
Where's,
thing
where,
the
we're
in
here
the
for
computer.
Pickles. My graphics card? The 1070.
Sure. No, the other thing. The SDC the
wow.
Storage.
You really don't know PCs, do you?
Not a single thing. My friend built my PC and I don't know shit.
Oh my god, woman. Like, we are just there's so many things we're going to work on.
My brain. I have no more room.
No, you're gonna have room.
I have no room.
I'm gonna make you have room.
I have no room in my brain.
Mod Squad's here, Pickles.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh. Esme and Norden. What's up, guys?
Yeah, last stream I was like teetering between like 90 and 100%. So when I would open a new Chrome tab, my computer would just like shit on itself and say no. It was amazing. And so I'd have to wait, and I'm just like trying to manage all of this stuff. Like, this is not going well. This is just not going well.
Yeah, that was a little rough. That was a little rough.
So I'm trying a couple new things out this time and seeing how it works. I've offloaded some stuff to my laptop, so it's on there. So we'll see.
Yay! I can't wait.
I aim to expand more RAM. Yo, I don't think the RAM's the problem, dude.
You need to download more RAM.
Let me download some more RAM. Hilariously enough, my boss was talking about RAM, and he's like, so how much RAM you got in that thing, man? And I was like, bro, I'm gonna reach to this computer and slap you right now, because you're being serious about this, and I just
RAM. He's talking about RAM. That's what I meant.
What?
That's what I meant. Your RAM needs to be bigger, longer, deeper. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, someone clip that, please.
Whatever.
Someone clip that. I don't care.
No.
Who clips it. Someone clip that because
No.
that's
Something about RAM deeper.
Yeah, I mean, we just need that short little like audio clip so I can use that against her later because I'm going to.
Oh.
You can legit quote that.
Yes.
Out of context.
Ugh. Barf. Send that to my entire Aftershock Media Group team of head of
yeah.
sales.
Oh, look, Simply Nook's even here, and they go, they make something.
Oh no!
No. Gotta love it.
Oh no! My statement was PG. Okay,
No,
that was a PG statement.
Absolutely,
it was
not.
a PG statement. I'm innocently talking about RAM. Okay.
And shoving it in with being longer.
I was not talking about shoving anything anywhere.
Absolutely did.
I was talking about.
Absolutely did. Don't even at me.
Whatever, bro. Whatever. Oh, we're getting a host.
Oh shit.
Thanks, girl. Thank you. Can we go live now? I'm bored. I'm ready.
Wow. Calm down, lady. Jeez. All right, fine. We'll hit that.
I just want to hang out with our friends.
We'll hit the button. All right.
Push a button.
We're pushing it. We're pushing it. Like, see, I pushed the button. Hello, welcome, and good evening, good morning, and salutations, everyone. I am Torben, your host, along with my co-host Amanda. We are here on the Next Level Talk Show, and we are actually joined by one of our wonderful friends, Pickles. But we'll introduce him in just a second. So I know that why you guys are here. Just to give a recap on what we do here, this is an education-based talk show where we help to build up influencers and educate them on the industry and what we look for. Along with Amanda and myself, we are in the industry. I will let Amanda go into what she does. I work for DreamHack as an influencer and programming producer. Do a lot of really random things. And Amanda, why don't you tell everyone what you do?
So I am head of sales and talent for Aftershock Media Group. We are a talent management and advertising agency. That is what we do.
Woo. So she knows a lot of shit. Just in
I
general.
know some things.
Like she knows some
I know
things.
some things.
And like I said, our wonderful, amazing friend Pickles is here with us, and we are going to be talking to him today, as he is one of the phenomenal content creators on the Facebook gaming platform. This is actually someone Amanda has worked with quite significantly, so I know very little about him beyond what I've seen on surface level, and I'm actually lying because I know a lot about him because he's active into one of my shows. Don't at me. Pickles, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. How are you, Torben?
Hanging in there, life stuff, things.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. So, the purpose of the show, like we said, man, is to help educate and build people up. And the one thing that we want to talk about with you specifically is your phenomenal story, right? Where you've come from, what you've done, how you've achieved the things that you have. Amanda and I we were all talking about it a little bit before the show. And, we want to get to know you, right? Because you've grown so massively, so quickly on a platform that is an anomaly to me in a lot of ways. And so, why don't you walk us a little bit through like your backstory and where you've come and how long you've been streaming and stuff like that?
So, a few years ago, I was kind of at rock bottom. I was having a really bad time with just life in general, finances, everything. And long story short, I was just bankrupt, and I was living with my parents, and I was going through this phase of just crippling depression, and all I could manage to do was just play video games laying in bed on my phone. And somehow I managed to just kind of inch my way out of bed and decide to just kind of start streaming. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but I blew up massively. So I started on Facebook, and it took me about 9 months. And Facebook partnered me. And then I also got affiliated with the people who developed the game that I play, PUBG Mobile. And it's just been crazy. I've just kind of skyrocketed from there.
Wow. I mean, we can see just from your Facebook page, and the mods will actually link you. 496,000 followers. Like that's massive, dude. Like I don't think I've ever heard of anyone blowing up that quickly on a platform in 9 months. Like just in general, like most of the streaming platforms out there are just hard to grow on in of themselves.
Yeah, I actually I consider myself very lucky. And to correct you, I might have confused you, but I've been streaming for about a year and a half.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
so you said you're on Facebook for about 9 months, though, or is that how long it took to get partnered?
That's how long it took to get partnered.
Got it. Okay. So what made you focus on Facebook, unlike any other platform?
I knew Facebook's gaming platform was kind of just starting. It was kind of in its infancy when I got when I was kind of checking out platforms to stream on, and there was someone on there. He's one of the bigger names they have in North America. I saw this guy named Darkness429 streaming, and I was like, I really like. He was just this chill guy. He could play any game he wanted to, and he would always have over 1,000 viewers. Now it's probably much more than that. But I was like, dude, I really want to try this, and I really liked the idea that while I was like just kind of browsing through Facebook, Facebook had already known through whatever cookies that I'm a gamer, what games that I like, etc. So when they shoved the streamer in front of my face, I was like, dang, that's really awesome, because there's a lot of people who don't realize that they enjoy watching streamers play video games until they're kind of force fed it. So on Facebook, a lot of my followers and even a lot of my supporters, they're first time supporters, and they're also kind of first time watchers of a stream. So they're even that much more kind of a fan from there on out too. So I think I just kind of got in at the right time. I saw an opportunity, and looking at the numbers on Twitch for the game that I play, the amount of concurrent live viewers for the game that I played was tiny compared to what I was seeing on Facebook. So that's why I tried Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally understand that. So as we do normally, I'm going to hand this off to Amanda, because Amanda, analytics, and you know his analytics way better than I do, just from a lot of different perspectives. And so I because we want to help educate and build this out, we're going to look through a lot of this stuff, and we're going to look at a lot of things that you've done, and we're going to showcase just different platforms that you're on, right? So that's kind of the focus here. So Amanda,
Facebook.
You want
Take me to Facebook.
All right, we're on Facebook right now.
I know. I was just saying it because I wanted to.
I
just wanted to demand something. For those who don't know, Pickles is contracted to my agency, Aftershock Media Group, so I get to work with this fabulous human on a regular basis. And taking a look at his Facebook, I'll be honest, I don't fucking understand Facebook numbers. They don't do concurrence the same way that Mixer does and Twitch, and I personally cannot speak to the validity of the numbers. But when comparing Facebook streamers to other Facebook streamers, that's what you can take a look at. So you can see his videos down exactly where Torben's showing us, that he typically gets around the 150K to 200K mark on his views per video, which is really, really incredible. So that's typically something that I look at and what brands look at. Brands, to be totally honest, don't typically monetize on YouTube very much. They're still learning the value of that audience, because as Facebook, geez, yeah. Thank you. I have so much coffee still left. That it's still a growing platform, but as we've mentioned, that there are countries like Sweden who really only use Facebook. So it's so helpful to have a Facebook. Obviously you do, because you're contracted there, but those are typically the numbers that I look at. But there isn't really a foolproof way or some secret trick that I look at, because I don't totally believe the numbers. I guess I know that Facebook counts like when you scroll past something as a view, so it's a little, and not to shit on it, just to be totally honest, it's just a little tricky. So I don't. It
is, and they've talked about that. I actually, as a partner, it's really cool that I'm able to help shape the platform. So they actually,
Yeah.
we have a secret thread or whatever, partners only, and I'm
Mhm.
able to give them input like that. And actually, a few months back, I was like, hey, where can I find concurrent viewership? And they're actually rolling it out. They've sent it off
Mhm.
to be developed, but it's not going to be immediate. But we'll have that soon. So that's a really cool thing about
Yeah,
being in.
yeah. And I think it'll just help give some insight, because it's like, okay, did 200,000 people scroll by your video when you only had 50 people at a time? Like, obviously, I know that's not the case, and anyone who sees you live knows that's not the case. But
Right.
it's, it just kind of keeps in line with what other platforms like DLive does. Caffeine does this, Mixer does this, Twitch does this, and it's not. It only puts, I think, their creators on Facebook at a slight disadvantage, because brands don't understand what those numbers mean, and I can't confidently back up what those numbers mean to clients. Right. But obviously, you're incredibly successful in your own right. Having a paid sponsored contract with Facebook, 1, 2, partnered with Simply Nuck, who I believe is watching us right now. As I said, all the bad words. I'm so sorry, Ted. But you're obviously doing something right, and I think it's beyond just your Facebook personally. But yeah, Torb, did you have anything to add?
There is one question I had that's always like something that I've always wondered about. I haven't really done a ton of research around this, and maybe this is where you can answer it. So I'm gonna go to this video, right? The one that has 227k views, 1,145 comments. So with that, we know that when someone scrolls past the feed, that's counted as a view, right? So that's that, and I'm completely fine with that. That makes sense, because they're still viewing your video itself, but they may not be staying to watch. Now, what I'm always wondering is the 1,145 comments, is that active people in your chat while you're streaming? Does it keep that tally?
So those are all individual comments. It doesn't tell me. So you can actually go watch the video, and on the comments, you'll see if a comment was made during the live video, it'll have a red dot. If it's not, it'll have a white dot.
Mm-hmm.
It might be only our phone that does that. Yeah.
Okay.
But the insights you can pull are, I might have to pull them for you, but it'll show like peak live viewers.
Okay. Did we get that screenshot?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm asking is for that, for clarity, not just of ourselves, but we have a lot of industry people who watch, and I want to showcase that Facebook is not just a platform that's misleading on the analytics, because that's what a lot of people believe, is that the analytics that you see are just super misleading. Because if someone's in chat, those 966 comments that you see there could just be one person talking nonstop, instead of just multiple people across the platform talking with you in chat. And as we can see, because I've seen live feeds before, that's what I want to distinguish there, is like, is that actually how many chat messages were sent by individuals, or is that how many chat messages were sent, right? Those are the types of things that I want to know, because that shows me community engagement, and those are things that I look for, is like, what's the community engagement there? How do we have, how do you have people there? But I can actually see, just scrolling through this feed, right, you have multiple people talking in here, just in general. So it's not just one or two people, it's multiple people talking. So that shows me that you have a community here, and they are actively engaging with you.
Yes.
But I wouldn't know that unless I clicked into the video, which a lot of people that, like I was explaining to you earlier, don't have time to do. Like, that level of investment going in here and scrolling down and actually looking to see how active chat is hard sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. And they also they have other ways of engagement too, which is tricky. So like the like, love, share, hate, all of those are counted the same. And I don't know if a sponsor would really care if there's 112 people who are angry about my stream.
Right.
That's an engagement, and they are very selective on exactly how much they push you in front of somebody based on their engagement. So if somebody just comes and watches my stream and hits the follow button once, they're not just going to ram my stream, into their timeline and push notifications every time I'm live.
Mhm.
You kind of have to like build a relationship with that user, and they're just a little selective on what notifications are pushed out, because it is Facebook, and it's more than just gaming. So they don't want you to turn your notifications off on your phone. They want you to keep them on, and they want to keep it tasteful.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And one thing I do love about the screenshot that you sent, that Torben has kind of highlighted right now, is that they actually show you 1 minute video views, 10-second and 3-second, which I was fully aware of. But when you do like a really nice deep dive to really understand, you can see the number drastically changes, and this is obviously at no fault of your own, but it's very interesting to see like a 3-second video view kind of like hovering over versus like, oh, someone's invested 60 seconds into watching you, they're probably going to be sticking around, which is amazing to have 40,000 people hang out for at least a minute.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
So what's super interesting to me is your peak live views, and then that, again, to Amanda's point, is that 1 minute where you've guaranteed that you have at least 40,000 people who've listened to you for more than 30 seconds or even 15 seconds, which most times is how much time you get to actually hook them, right? You have like 5 to 10 seconds to hook them when you're on a live stream. If they don't hear something that's audio or visual cue, they're gone, right? That just, people are fickle. That's just how that works. So the fact that you have such high engagement right here on this first minute, and then your peak viewers, like that's phenomenal, man. That means that you are engaging, you are building up your community, and you have content that people want to watch, and you are engaging like actually with your chat, unlike some streamers who are just like, oh, my chat exists, whatever.
I think that's partly due to his awesome community and mods. Every time I come in, I feel like I'm like welcomed by the party brigade, and they're super awesome and friendly, and I think that also helps him engage with his chat as well.
I have some of the best mods in the biz, and a lot of them are in chat right now, so big shout out to you guys. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So and that also comes back to a point that I made a couple episodes ago about curating and building your community based off of what you want, right? If you want your community to be active and nice and super inviting, you find those mods and you build those people along with your channel, and they're part of your content process, and they're part of your journey as a creator.
I would like to go over to Twitter, because we've just built up your ego so much. I need to tear it down to teeny bit, just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Come at me, bro.
I don't believe we got the metrics for Twitter, but I honestly
don't even care.
You don't need them.
Metrics.
Look at 430 followers.
I don't. If you pick live view at 4K, this is absolutely unacceptable.
I know.
Absolutely unacceptable. And I only say it that way because I love you and you're one of my children, aka content creators. But bro, why do you not have tens of thousands of followers? What do you feel like you're not doing? Because I know you know. So what are you not doing?
Well, I need to run some campaigns that'll direct traffic from my streams would be the easiest part to my Twitter. And I could probably do that with a giveaway or whatever. But right now, we're in the works of doing our first giveaway for Instagram. We're trying to build that as well.
Rad.
But I actually, I've tried a few things to grow my Twitter, and there's just kind of a disconnect no matter what platform you're watching. But I would pin the Twitter link for my Twitter page on my stream, as a pinned comment, along with like maybe the highest donation. So if someone gives me $5, they're the highest at the point. They say, thanks, Brad, for the $5, and afterwards it's my Twitter link, and you can click it. It's hard to get traffic to go there, so I'm gonna have to start doing things like, go check out my Twitter if you want to know this or that, and it's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Or run a campaign. But yeah, I'm actually super insecure about my small Twitter.
Oh no, don't be insecure, because for me, and just to be like super honest, as your manager and as someone who works to get someone like you brand deals, it actually hurts you quite a bit I won't like name any names or put any like actual deals or numbers out there, but it can and has lost you potential Twitter campaigns, which isn't like, I'm not saying you lost like $100,000. I'm not going to pretend it's a ton, but
it could be. I mean,
it could be long term that if your Facebook even was, reflected even half as much onto Twitter, I could personally get you more things, more activations. And in turn, it helps your sponsors. So it's kind of like this revolving wheel of like, it helps you get more deals, and it helps your sponsors get more, insight. So, I mean, I'd love to right now come up with an idea, Torben. I don't know if you're interested. Just like, what do we think he could do to help transition those people?
Oh, I have
like easy, like
oodles amounts of ideas. Like,
let's do it.
Right off the top of my head. But I live in Twitter. So I'm gonna be a little bit
He's the Twitter
harsher,
master.
Than Amanda is, and I'm gonna tell you to stop doing go live tweets, just flat out.
Okay.
They're a waste of your time. Your audience who is not there doesn't care.
Right. Right.
Just in general, this tweet right here is what I'm gonna highlight the most. Do not use hashtags. Use one. That's it. The hashtags are doing you no good whatsoever. No one searches hashtags on Twitter, period. It's just not something that people actively do. That's more of an Instagram thing. That's where that should live.
So that post actually looks like it was automatically generated by posting on Instagram.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So I actually have a social media manager, and I'll talk to him about that.
Okay. So I would just say I would not do this. Where your Twitter is, and this is what I always tell everyone, this is shower talk. This is where you go and bullshit about random things and everything. I literally posted this morning about, hey, I don't want to get up from bed in the morning, and my dogs forced me to get up because they're either throwing up, biting my feet, or like doing something naughty. So it's more the Twitter is where you build up your persona, if you will, of the different things that people want to see from you, and it's a different platform, it's a different medium. So the way that you should be working with it is it's additional content piece that you should be utilizing to post things like clips, videos, and then also just being yourself and talking random shit. Like, that's what Twitter's for, is shit posting. I wish it was for something else. It's literally for shit posting. And then it's also to have impactful conversations, sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. So the reason why things go viral is because one person finds that impactful, and then they grab it, and then the next person finds it compelling, and they grab. So that's why things go viral, is because it's the impact of what the messaging is, and people wanting to be on the bandwagon. So you have to find that thing. So like, say for instance, your dog comes in and jumps in your chair and kills you in PUBG. You should absolutely take that clip and post it on Twitter. Why? Because people are going to find that hilarious. Not saying that that's what's going to happen. Not saying you have a dog, but I'm just spitballing. So
he does.
That's what I assume.
His name is Pickles.
Of course it is. But that's what I'm saying, is that's what that should be for, is for that type of stuff. So that you have that kind of shower talk. So my recommendation is 3 tweets a day, 3 replies to different people that are not in your audience, and 1 piece of media. That's the general golden like metric, and you can do that in 20 minutes. You don't have to spend all day on Twitter. If you have a social media manager, I would heavily talk to them about that and figure out ways for you to craft things out. So even if you just have a bunch of random thoughts in your head that you want to put into a spreadsheet and they post that for you, fantastic, right? That's the best way to do it. Retweets are not helping you either, as far as like you retweeting something else, unless it's relevant content to your audience, which again, we don't really have a lot of your audience here. So that's what we need to fix. So we'll work with you on your Facebook side to start transitioning people into your Twitter. And that really comes down to, and I kid you not, posting content that's unique that they can't get anywhere else. So then they have to go to Twitter to see it.
Yeah. I get that.
So that's what I would say as far as build out there for Twitter. I mean, for the most part, your branding's good. You have good cohesive branding across. I love that. That's great. You have, your information here, which is absolutely what you want, right? I would also encourage you to find, if you have multiple different platforms, which you do, get a central link that people can click on. So one click. So you want to have the same information everywhere. So having a central link like Linktree or something like that where they can click into and then click into all of your other platforms. For me as an industry person, if I have to go hunt your stuff down, I'm probably not going to. So if you give me an easy access for it, it's going to make it a hell of a lot faster and a hell of a lot easier for me just to click in and go bloop, 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 done.
I just
be
Googled
honest,
Linktree, so it looks
I will go on the hunt for people's socials
I do
and
too,
channels.
if I'm interested in
I
them.
don't love it, but it's personally, and like we may be a little different on this, Torben, but like personally, I will do it. But if you have one link that has it all, I will be extremely impressed.
Right.
But
it
I will
makes
still go
our
find
lives so much easier from the industry side because then we can see your portfolio, and that's what we want. We want to see your portfolio as a whole at a glance, because you have to think about that hook again. How many seconds do you have someone's attention? That's what you have to look at. If I can click on a link and then see the rest of your portfolio within 5 seconds, that makes my life so incredibly easy. It's just phenomenal, because then I'll just move on and be like, all right, cool, click through all the things, dope, looking through all the other stuff and then checking everything else out, because now I have central, right? That could be even a website. You could even have a website that does that too, which I'll get into a little bit later.
Okay. I'm just diving down the rabbit hole with Linktree, dude. You just opened up a whole new world for me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's what this is all about, man. Just like teaching you these little tips and tricks that can make your life and your sponsors' lives better. Because if all the sponsors can see all of your stuff, they can run through your analytics very quickly versus having to hunt everything down or have it in a spreadsheet. If they have one link for you, God, dude, I can't even tell you how much better it is.
Oh, I'm already on it, baby.
That's why I love pickles. Can we go to Instagram? I want to go to Instagram.
We could.
Take me to Instagram.
Instagram.
Take me.
We're on
Take
Instagram. Me. Yeah. We're here. Look at this. Look at this.
We made it. We made it.
Made it.
Okay. So again, I don't even want to look at analytics. I'm not even sure if he sent it over because
I believe he did.
we have 5K followers here. And I know that you spoke about some plans to make it bigger, but this should be many, many times bigger. Many, many times. You stream a lot. You have some interesting stuff. I mean, you already post interesting stuff already, but I think it should be all about, like we talked about, like the closing the gap between the Facebook disconnect. Aw, Nicholas.
Yep.
The Facebook disconnect, the Twitter disconnect, the Instagram. It should all be kind of like one circular motion of things just kind of going. But overall, I personally think the content is really great that you post. We just need to possibly work on engagement. So like, even if you look at the first 3, let's look at the first 6 posts. Can you scroll back up, Torben?
Yeah.
First 6. Cool. First 6 posts, and then you just hover over. The first one has 79 likes. The second one is just another picture, 77 likes. You know, this is just going live on Facebook. And then you have a clip that has almost 700 views. So it kind of shows you what people are wanting to see, what people are looking for when it comes to your content. See, even those pictures, again, it's like 70, 80, 70, 80, and then you jump to a clip and it's 600, 500.
Do you suggest that I just like still diversify? Because the clip's obviously getting more hits, but like, should
of course.
Yeah, diversify and keep pictures there, here and there.
Yes. So diversification is important. Instagram's for your life. I don't see enough. For me personally, I don't see enough of your life picture here, or like life presence. So I want to see your dogs. I want to see your kids. I want to see your wife. I want to see like everything about you, because this is where that lives, right?
And wife, Pickles. Show me your wife.
I want to see. I don't know if you're married. You know what? I want to see your significant other, right? Let's just say that. I want to see whoever it is that's important to you in your life, because that makes me feel closer to you as a user and a viewer, because I want to know that this is the place that I can go to see Pickles, right? Like I want to see like stuff that's going on, what you're eating, like this, the picture that I scrolled over with, like Nick right there, boom. I know him immediately. I can associate with that picture immediately because I know him, right? So it makes me warm and fuzzy because now I know who that is and I can feel like I'm part of your journey, right? And that's again, that hook that you're looking for. So you have a mixture of the videos and you have a mix, like look at this video, dude. You have 1,400 likes on it, right? Like that should tell you something.
It's just me going, hey.
Right. That should tell you something though, because you're driving around in a car and all you do is say hey. And, but that's impactful because you're sharing your life. You could just be doing something random. So that's my recommendation, is just having a little bit more life intermixed with this to help people feel like they're connected to you, because people can go watch you live stream, but they can't go look at photos of your family and what you're doing and where you're going, and you know, the trips that you go on and the barbecues you have and all that stuff, right? So post that stuff. That all should be part of the life journey that people are taking along with you, because then they can feel more connected.
Okay, that's good stuff.
Well, and another cool thing, not many people know, but Pickles and Nicholas Empire are literally like direct neighbors. Like they live like 3 doors down or something.
Yeah.
You guys could make such insanely awesome, entertaining, fun photos, content, clips, cooking, like just dumb shit, like just hanging out, like 2 PUBG Mobile guys. Like, dude, that's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done a little bit. We've done a few skits together, and it's been a lot of fun.
We want more though. We want more.
I want to see you doing some dumb shit.
Like, I want to see some dumb shit.
I want to see like you throwing sausages at each other from a grill or something.
Don't throw sausages. Excuse me.
Hey,
we're talking. You hammered me about talking about Ram, but you want 2 guys to throw sausages at each other? Yeah, I don't want to.
Exactly.
No,
you know how many views
absolutely not.
Do you have any idea how many views I would get?
I want no part of Pickles throwing sausages at people. Yeah, don't spoil food. Don't waste food.
No. Just pick it back up and throw it back on the grill. It's fine.
Yeah, we need to. We need to go. Like the pool's open. We need to go. Shenanigans need to be had.
Dude,
for sure.
shenanigans.
Do you want to point this one out right here, because you had 9,000. So what did you do here differently than everywhere else?
That was a pan kill for chicken dinner, and it's kind of funny.
I'm just gonna watch it.
Do it. I just think he ran my feet over, dude.
Because it looks hilarious. I don't know. Pan kill. Let's go.
Yep. No! You'll come fight me! You'll get out!
Dude, don't care.
I don't see. I play PUBG, but I don't play PUBG at your level.
Dude, he's good. He's real good.
Nice. But that's funny. Like, to me, that's like you ran up and just
yeah, young.
It's literally what happened.
I do believe we have look, Instagram analytics, boom. Or maybe that's off of a tweet. I don't know. No, maybe.
I just work here.
That's Instagram. That's Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's Instagram. It's tiny.
It's tiny. You want me to make it bigger? Hold on. I'll make it bigger.
Make it bigger. Like the Ram. Make it bigger like the Ram.
Wow. Someone clip that.
No one clip that. I'm a respectable woman. Scroll down.
Scroll down. Scrolling down. No, it's scrolling out. I don't know. Oh. Zoom in.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
stop.
Hey. Calm down. Calm down. I'm working with like technology here.
Okay. So impressions wise, I don't hate it. I don't hate the impressions. I just think they could be bigger, better, faster, stronger, higher.
I agree.
More or less.
So, I just hired a social media manager, and he's been focusing on Instagram for the most part, and we're working on expanding that. But in the last week and a half, we've gone from 3,800 followers on Instagram to 5,000. So it's picking up traction quick.
Yeah, dude, and that's super awesome, which is why I don't totally want to shit all over it, because I know that you've been growing it since you and I have met and since you have been with Aftershock, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. I just want to see more.
Definitely.
Just more. I want to go to YouTube. Can we go to YouTube?
YouTube as well.
Pickles!
He does not want us to go to YouTube.
He's... Ooh.
I'm gonna go to the actual YouTube page. There we go.
Yeah, just go to the actual YouTube.
Go to the actual YouTube page.
Yeah.
I'm killing that one off.
That video right there is baller. That's my most recent video.
This one right here?
It's great.
This one?
Yes.
Are you saying we should play it? Is that what you're saying?
You can play the first few seconds of it. It's pretty good. If you just watch the
Ring light
cinematography.
Cinematography. That's a word.
Watch out. It's more than a few syllables. Yeah.
Okay, that was a dope transition. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hate it. Okay, that was dope too. Why you have PS on your computer is beyond me, but sure.
Yeah, it's dope. That's all I wanted to show you. Oh, there's also another cool little transition there, but yeah, that's just a studio of my. I mean, a tour of my studio.
All right, Amanda, I'm gonna let you start. I have things and stuff about this. Are you live, Amanda? Hello?
I am.
Okay.
I am.
Stop typing to people and ignoring me.
No. I'm looking at it, and we have like a 10K video very recently, which is awesome, and then it's all just 800. So I want to say I don't know. Like, I don't fully understand that. So I guess, Pickles, do you know why in the world that happened?
Yeah. So that 10K video.
Yeah.
I made that video. It's about my settings for PUBG Mobile.
Okay.
And that's in every one of my descriptions of my streams, because the most common question I get on stream is, what are my settings? So a lot of people will go watch that video.
Interesting. And do you feel, because it's something you talk about a lot, was that was that specific video something you then promoted a lot and pushed a lot and like talked about often, more so than other ones? Okay.
It's the answer to thousands of comments on a daily basis.
Okay. I mean, to me, that just says, obviously, you will have higher performing videos than others. That's just bound to happen. But if you put some of the same type of discussion and promotion around other videos, and you could probably get around those views, because the second you are getting 5K plus views per video, average views per video, is the second I can start selling your YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's when we can start to get 400 to probably, in the beginning, it's a teeny bit lower, but let's say conservatively, like $300 to $600 per integration. So that could be anywhere from like a 30-second to 90-second ad slot.
Okay.
And
just
so,
on a video.
Yeah, just on one video. And so a lot of people think you have to post every single day, which as a full-time streamer is absolutely exhausting.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So for me, I would prefer and almost like recommend you do it, but do it more purposeful, because you see the views you can get when there's purpose and meaning behind it. That if you just did one like fucking awesome video a week, one every 2 weeks, like, and you just kept it consistent. Like, I always post every Wednesday and it's going to be bangers from the week or whatever that is. If bangers. You can drop, you know what? Forget you and your words.
I like it.
Yeah. Something like that. You don't have the pressure of pumping out a video every single day. But if you can really target that, and then you talk about that whole video for a whole week, that's all you do is talk about it. Like, oh, remember, when I got that, I don't know anything about words and keywords.
When I did the thing with the guy?
Yeah, when you did the thing with the guy. You guys remember when I did the thing with the guy? Check out my video. I have some hilarious, I don't know, whatever around it, because you know what you can do when you have a discussion. It's very obvious with that 10K video. That's my 2 cents. I just think it could be better. And I know I've said this about your Twitter and your Instagram, but getting 10K views on something that doesn't have keywords like power bang or, things like that, where you're trying to bait people to click it, you actually have the audience that wants to see that. That's what it says to me.
And just to kind of tell the story to I guess everyone else watching, but I just brute forced my way into a streaming presence on Facebook. So for the past year and a half, I've literally just done nothing. I've just been addicted to streaming and growing my following on Facebook. And now I'm finally like, okay, now this is real. I'm a streamer now. So now it's time to go cover all my bases, which is backwards. So I advise anybody watching that they're starting out from the get-go, it's probably much easier.
I would disagree.
Really?
I think that you did it smart. because yes, you have some inconsistencies here and there, but you built your primary platform first. That was your primary focus, and building that out you can now funnel people. So before, you can't funnel people, right? You couldn't funnel your audience into different places. You can't funnel that 40,000 people that you had for a minute into a direction, right? You now can. You now have that opportunity because you've built this platform already, and you have it there, and all it takes is minor tweaks to get that funnel moving in different directions. And so that's why I would say you did it right in that sense. You could have made some changes along the ways, but the fact of the matter is you stuck with it. And so I would say that you did a phenomenal job there. And now we're just going to come back through and fine tune everything. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to, is like, once you start fine tuning, man, and start really building that up, that's it. Like you're just going to start, things are going to start clicking, and you'll just start seeing things just starting to develop on their own. So you'll see things like your YouTube pop off, because yes, you are talking about it, but you're also putting content that's unique to that platform there and nowhere else. That's what I was talking about with Twitter, that uniqueness. So one thing I would highly just encourage you to think about, instead of having this 5-hour video that has 886 views, make it a 30-minute video of highlight clips of that 5-hour stream. It's too much content. Not a lot of people are going to sit down and actually watch that 5 hours. Just to be honest.
And that's when I was restreaming, and I've learned my lesson with that too. But I was restreaming to all the platforms, and that's probably why that's a 5-hour video.
And so I would say go grab that video, download it, tweak it, repost it, right? You can repost it as new content and say, check out my highlight of this session, right? Or check out these amazing clips of things that happened on my stream. And I would go back through and I'd really look at your YouTube. Like the 2-minute videos, phenomenal. 5-minute videos, great. Anything over 10 minutes, you're going to start losing people's interests. It's again to that hook, right? You have the metrics for YouTube, and the way that it really functions is 1.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 20 minutes. Those are the things you want to shoot for. Unless you have a stable audience, if you go over that, you're going to lose people. Just in general, because most people are very much wanting to flit around and find different things and find things that are interesting. If it's not super interesting content, you're not going to hold them for a long period of time. So you have to keep that entertainment value going and or education going to some extent. So that's what I would say. I would go back through and I'd look at your videos here and be like, okay, how can we remake this, right? And then push that video and say, guys, go check this out. It could be a compilation of all your streams. It doesn't have to necessarily be one. It could be several, and you just go and do that. And this is where a video editor comes into play and helps you, or even you, if you're investing that time. So that would be one of my primary feedback. And like Amanda said, consistently posting on the same day, same time, every week, every month, whatever it is. This is what you do all of the time, just consistently. That way they know. It's just like your streaming schedule. I'm sure you post that somewhere. That's the same thing with your content. Every Wednesday, Pickles is going to post a video, and you can wait for it, right? And then you start building that anticipation of, oh, he's going to post a new video, I can't wait to go watch it, right? That's where that community comes in. Is like, oh, dope, I know he's going to post it today.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, like, for example, something that we're working on is obviously, like, our show is 2 hours long, and that's obviously this is educational, not gameplay, so it's a little different, but still 2 hours is a lot to digest. So what we're working on as well is trying to come up with a cadence for posting highlight videos from our show that shows, the best clips, the best advice, the funniest, the, whatever. So it's in like a 10-minute digestible format. So someone isn't sitting here just like twiddling their thumbs waiting for 2 hours to be over, because I personally don't know if I would watch a full 2 hours. I don't know.
No, I mean,
I don't think I would.
Interesting. I've even talked about, going back and looking through our VODs and pulling out clips of things. And like, here's how you do social media. Here's Instagram. Here's your different things that are helpful and beneficial, because no one's going to want to sit down even and watch our videos for 2 hours, just in general.
Yeah.
We're not going to be that interesting unless you're a streamer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you just like me. People are here that just like me as a person. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of
friends.
those.
I have friends, guys. I have friends here. They're not talking in chat, but I know they're here. I literally just had a friend text me and say, I'm literally going to post on Instagram right now. And I was like, do it now. Crazy Pack is a friend of mine too. Oh, everyone loves me. Okay, thank you.
The only other thing I would say here is going back to your consistency on links, just making sure that all your links are cohesive across the board. Because one thing that I noticed that's here that's nowhere else is this wonderful thing called your merch store. And there's no other information about it anywhere else. And there's no social links on here whatsoever. I need to update that for sure. So this is the one thing, this is what we find though, because we're looking through things. And so this is one thing I wanted to point out to you. If you want cohesion across everything, make sure that it's across everything. So you need to look at all of your links that you currently have. If this is an active store, it should be on your Facebook. It should be on your Linktree. It should be on everywhere you can possibly make it to ensure that you are getting traffic to it. And then it should also link back to everything else.
Yeah.
So that's the only comment I want to bring up about that.
Can we scroll back down to Baby Pickles' picture?
Baby Pickles? What?
He looked very young there. Go down.
Oh.
Where is he? Show me Baby Pickles.
That one?
That was last year.
Oh, you look so young there. Is it your hair? Do you have
my
hair? Yeah, it's the hair. You look so young for some reason.
I have my head shaved for a few months now.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, you can scroll away from Baby Pickles now.
Okay, I was just gonna exit it because that's
cool.
what I was gonna do.
So I guess one thing I wanted a little like story time, because we've hammered you enough here on all these things that you really impressed me when you just like walked into DreamHack Anaheim and you're like, hey, new manager, I have all these business cards. This is what I did. I'd love for you to explain what in the world you did, why you did it, because I get a lot of people, my own content creators included, asking, what do I do? How do I network? How do I, get stuff? Because obviously it's my job to bring you things, but you can't just idly sit there, like waiting for something to be thrown at you. Yeah. So tell me everything. I want to hear all about it.
All of it.
So I've heard of a few different approaches to what I did at DreamHack. Essentially, the reason I even go to things like DreamHack, other than to kind of stream and having that kind of rites of passage moment, streaming from DreamHack, I just wanted to make relationships in the industry. So these events are a great place to meet brands. That's why they're there. They want to make connections. They're not there to just kind of hand out free stuff. So I made sure to go to every single booth that was in any way vertically or horizontally within my industry and talked to them and shook hands. And I just went up to them and said, hey, my name's Pickles. I'm a streamer. This is how many followers I have. Just want to let you know I exist. And I asked them about what they do, and asked them if they have a business card. And I didn't go around shaking everyone down. I kind of went around shaking people down for free.
You totally did. You totally did. You were like, look what I got. Look what I got. But you did well. You did really well doing that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of value in it. I've actually had another streamer come to me and tell me, like, I watched a bunch of good videos on YouTube, and there was one guy who told me, don't go around asking people for sponsorships or for relationship or whatever. And he's like, when they're ready, they'll come to you. And I'm like, this doesn't sound like great advice. I think you should just put yourself out there, and there's an opportunity with brands no matter what level you're at. If you've 1,000 followers, there's a brand out there that's like, I got a budget for somebody that size, and that's it, and they want to sponsor you or whatever, get their name out there. So I just went out there and talked to every person that I could, and just held them hostage until I couldn't talk to them anymore.
Until you got a 2070 and a VR sponsorship and a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I forgot. So many of them didn't hit me back up. But there was like one brand in particular I was kind of upset. They made Hot Pockets that were healthy.
I remember
those.
Yeah.
They did not hit me back. I'm like, what are y'all doing here if you're not hitting me back?
Yeah. Seriously.
The one thing I'll talk about, and this is interesting when you're on the show floor. I do this a lot where I have to go to events and I have to go introduce myself to businesses and everything like that. So they know about DreamHack, right? Just like anyone else, they may not understand who we are, what we do, that we have a tabletop scene, that we have a streaming scene, that we have a lot of different stuff. So the best way and best advice, and Ted even said it in chat, is that be respectful, be nice, and get to know them. If you get to know them and understand their business, guess what? 90% of the time you're gonna get an email or something like that because you're memorable. You're not like the 50,000 other streamers that just come up and say, you need to sponsor me because I have 5,000 followers and I get 10 CCV. Here's my card. Because that happens a lot. What you need to do is be respectful, be nice, introduce yourself, let them get to know you, and then actively follow up with them if they give you their card. If they don't give you their card, leave it alone and walk away. If they do, that is an invitation for you to reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for the conversation. I'd love to work with you in the future. How can we move forward? And leave it at that. If the business is interested in you, that's when they will reach out. Right after you've made that introduction, after you've been respectful and been someone who's impactful to them, they'll care about you enough to respond.
And the crazy thing is, I'm a mobile gamer. There's a huge disconnect. Anyone who, manufactures PC components or gaming controller or whatever. There's so many products out there that do not relate to the mobile gaming scene that it should have been challenging to make some sort. I mean, some people were actually like, you stream mobile, okay, and on Facebook. That's weird. But you'd be surprised. There's something for everyone. I think at a event like that. When I met Simply Nook there, and there are these, miniature, small form factor, awesome, powerful PCs. And in my head, I'm like, those are perfect for streaming, mobile or console or whatever. And I talked to them about that, and it built this awesome new opportunity. And I don't know. I just encourage people, if you're going to an event like that, don't just go there and buy a t-shirt and watch, a tournament. Go talk and shake hands. That's probably the most valuable thing you can do.
Also be aware that a lot of people, like myself, are very busy. If we don't have time for you, it's not an insult to you. It's more the fact that we are very busy. So if we hand you our card, take that and run with it. If I hand you my card, I expect you to reach out to me. I may not have time to engage with you. I may not have time to talk to you. But if you reach out to me later on, I will later on. But I have the nickname Houdini at DreamHack for a reason.
Yeah, I definitely got that feel. I also there was also kind of like the big sigh when you go up to somebody and they kind of know what you're there for, and they're like, ah. So yeah, you got to learn how to give them their space when they need it. They're like, you're the 500th person that's come up to me, and you want something for free or whatever,
I cannot tell you how many times I've had people come up to me at a show and say, oh, you're Torben with DreamHack. Hey, can you get me into DreamHack? Or hey, can you do this? Or hey, like asking me for favors without even knowing me. Like, that's an immediate turnoff for me. If you're gonna come up to me and say, hey, I want to introduce myself, here's who I am, here's my card, let's talk later. Okay, that's totally fine. I have about 5 seconds for you. If you don't give me why you're in front of me and it's impactful to me, I'm literally gonna walk away and forget you. Just hands down, at events, I will. Like, I went to TwitchCon and I told people, I'm not here for you. I'm not here for any streamer. I could care less about any streamer that's here. I am here simply for businesses and talk to people from a relationship standpoint. And if you're not one of those people, I don't care. Like, I really don't. It's not about you guys. It's not about streaming at that point. It's about making sure that I can do the business that I need to in order to move forward with my company. So that's the type of stuff that I'm not the only person who does that. So as you walk through life, and if you are a streamer, keep this stuff in mind. Just be respectful of people's time.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that I think was really good advice. I mean, I personally use conventions in a very different way that is probably not interesting and we won't get into. But
being seated centrally and not moving and taking all your meetings from the bar.
Yep. Hey, you know what? My priorities are first off straight. Very straight priorities. I know where my priorities are. But yeah, I just take tons of meetings. I don't typically walk the floor, but I think that's a really great thing to do for content creators, because persistency is key.
Yeah, it's crazy how small a world, or at least how known you are there. I met someone randomly. What was his name? Shark.
Was it Shark?
Yes.
The guy who's in chat.
Is he in here?
He's blowing up chat right now.
What's up?
He said he met you walking around.
Yeah, that's right. He's like he's like I don't know. Long story short, we both knew Amanda. Like, holy cow.
It is literally my job to know as many people as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be a good manager. I wouldn't be a good advertising agency person. It just helps to know people.
You're also a really awesome person.
Aww.
Just in general.
I think that's the nicest thing
Truth.
you've ever said to me, Torben.
That is
like
not true.
literally the nicest.
That is not true.
Literally the nicest. I'm just saying. 100%.
Okay,
that's
Diva.
for sure.
Calm down.
Awesome. So I think maybe it could be cool to open things up for some questions from our chat. I know chat's been like popping off, but if anyone has any questions for us, questions for Pickles, questions about Pickles,
you clip it, I'll delete it. Just throwing that out there. No physical proof.
Just keep clipping.
Just keep clipping. So while we wait, man, is there anything you want to talk about, or anything you want to like that you're working on right now that you want to talk about?
He's like, no. No.
Any life stuff that's cool that's coming up? Did you get a new puppy? I got a new puppy.
Yeah, he did get a new puppy.
Oh wow, what'd you get?
German Shepherd.
Oh.
He's the cutest potato ever, and I want to squeeze him.
How old?
I want it.
He just hit 12 weeks as of yesterday.
Is he wild?
He's smarter than he should be. Let's just put it that way. He figured out how to get out of his kennel the other day, and that was fun. He likes carrying shoes around and putting his mouth on everything, and I mean everything. And he's figured out how to open doors. So there's that.
Dude, that's scary. Pickles is very smart too, but she's not big enough to do all those things.
He's huge. He's like 25 pounds and he's 12 weeks old. So the dude's gonna be big. He's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Questions. Pickles, what is your favorite food, and when will you be sharing it on Twitter. And Instagram?
That's Brian Codman, by the way. I'm sorry. I think. Anyways, one of my supporters. Does I play Asia server? My favorite food. Oh no, that's Ted. Hello.
From Simply
My favorite. I was about to say. I was like,
dude, I wasn't gonna call you out on it, but
no,
you called yourself
I read the
out,
wrong
so.
name. Yeah.
Answer the question.
My favorite food is definitely Indian. It's curry.
Ooh. Okay.
I love curry.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn between curry and sushi, but
what kind of you're talking my language now, but what kind of curry? Like, are you talking like
lamb vindaloo?
Okay, so you like
or
spicy
chicken
or
tikka
non?
masala? I like it right there in the middle. I love spicy food, but I'm 31 now, and it tears me up. I'm not. Dude, it's not like it used to be.
I love sushi.
Torben, this is not about you. This is not about you.
My naan of choice, definitely garlic naan.
Ooh.
I love naan bread. If you guys don't know what naan bread is, they actually cook a bunch of stuff in like a stone oven, but they I think the way they usually like traditionally cook naan bread is they take the like a wad of dough and they slap it on the side of this giant like furnace looking oven, and they just cook it on the side of the oven.
Oh, that's
really
awesome. We do have a question from Judo. He says, as someone growing on Facebook page as well, do you recommend posting VOD content there too? Pickles, have you posted any videos on Facebook, and how did you find it?
Okay, so VOD content on Facebook is also great, and it's very monetizable. I don't have it actually grows its own engagement. So, and I'm sure this is true about a lot of platforms, but like my live streams have a certain amount of reach. Some of them like 250,000 to 500,000 when I go live. But when I post or when I upload a VOD, it's much lower. And if I do it regularly, that will grow. But I believe on Facebook, when you hit 100,000 or 150,000 followers, you can start uploading videos with ads and start getting ad money. I don't do that. I prefer to use YouTube for that, just to funnel the traffic there. I think YouTube is where that money is for the VODs, for the ads. You can probably do both, but it's a good opportunity for you to just funnel all of that traffic for your VODs to YouTube, so that way you can get the follows or the subscribers there. And as far as how much they pay compared to YouTube, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't have a great sample of data there. But I know that, I mean, I watch videos on YouTube that have millions of hits. And the thing about Facebook that stands apart from YouTube is if someone likes your video, they're not stuck on this YouTube platform where it's just videos and there's no like wall for them to share to their friends. So on Facebook, if you share something, even if they don't share it directly to their page or to their friends, like their friends will see that they shared it somewhere sometimes. And I think that just snowballs. And you see these videos that are just they're nothing. They're underdeveloped. They're just people who made these videos who somehow went viral. And I think it can happen a lot quicker on Facebook and than YouTube right now.
Awesome. And it looks like we have one more question from Shark. Shark wants to know, Pickles, how can I play with an amazing creator like you? And we have kind of like the ultimate answer to that. And that's through the use of shotcall.gg, which we're about to go through with the amazing Shark, who's going to give us all a demo. So everybody head on over, make your account, and let's get on a demo.
That's right, baby. Shotcaller. Where's the love for TikTok? I actually wasn't aware that I had a TikTok, but I do. My social media manager has one for me. It's only got a few posts right now, but they've each got like 500 views on it. TikTok's popping off.
Well, it's been fabulous having you here, man. Really appreciate you coming on the show. I hope you're actually walking away with something from us. As we said, this is, education, and we're happy to help you afterwards too. Give some advice. I'm more than happy to come in and help wherever you need me to. Bounce ideas off me, ask me questions, because I look at this shit all day long. We bring people on here that we want to highlight and build up and bring them to that next level. And you're definitely one of those individuals. So again, we really appreciate you being on here.
I appreciate you guys having me on here, and honestly, I really, really appreciate the feedback and the direction. There's not exactly like a manual to how to do all of this anywhere just lying around on the internet.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why we're here. That's why we're here, because there's no manual. There's no place people can go to get help like this.
Yeah,
for free.
So I think this channel is awesome. I think this show is gonna grow too. I think people, even if they're not content creators, find this pretty interesting.
And
so
that's the purpose, right? So we do have to transition to our next segment. We will be back here in just a moment with our wonderful friend here from Shotcall, Shark. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a moment.
In the meantime, make an account, drop your username, let us know.
Do it.
Do it. And welcome back, friends and family. We are back here with our wonderful friend Shark from Shotcall. And what we're going to be doing right now is he's actually going to be taking us through a live demo of Shotcall. Woo! Yay, us! We get to
That's
do stuff and
crazy.
things.
What?
Yeah,
wild
I know.
times.
So-
we live
so
How
in.
did we get so lucky, man? God.
It's,
Well,
it's
see-
insane.
See, what happens is you met me at the hotel bar where you normally do all your
Don't
quote unquote meetings.
Story!
No, we're not telling the story. You see, you assume and jump too far. Anyway, we met at the hotel bar. We became like best of friends, and ever since then, I couldn't get rid of Amanda. So, like, I'm stuck with her.
I like that
Couldn't
version.
get rid of.
Literally.
Literally couldn't get rid of her. But yeah, no, welcome to Shotcall. We are a marketplace and platform that allows fans to play video games with their favorite person, whether it be an icon, an athlete, a celebrity, a streamer, or just regular Joe Schmo, you, me, Amanda, and Torben, right? So what I'm going to do
Rude.
today is kind of walk you through this awesome demo. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go make an account, and I'm going to go look at my profile. And on this profile, you're going to see, my beautiful face here. You're going to see who I am, my available time to either stream or play games with you, my public rate card. So this allows me to show, hey, if you want to quickly request me, here's how you can go do that, right? So I can say a price per game or a price per coaching every 30 minutes. If you scroll down below, you're going to see my calendar. So you'll see all the custom events I'm hosting or all the requests I'm doing. You'll see this all right here.
Nope.
And then you'll see some overview and information, all the events I'm hosting in a different format, and finally, the review system. When fan and hosts play with each other, they can review each other.
I just want to jump in real fast, Shark, just to kind of explain what in the world we're doing and like why this matters. So as we announced a few weeks ago, Shotcall is one of our sponsors. They believe in our messaging and what we're doing, and we believe in them and their platform. We reviewed their contract live, so we can actually vouch for them. Myself, Amanda Solomon, as a manager and head of sales for Aftershock, I back up their platform. I back up their contract, so we know they're super legit. But what we're talking about here is content creators being able to engage with their audiences and monetize. So obviously, all you guys get bits, you get donos, you get subs, you get all of that. This is just in addition to that, what you can do in order to continue engaging and building that community up. That's why it matters.
Well, the thing is, right, you see these creators have these subscriber buttons, but what value is there truly, right? Like, all these fans are spending thousands of dollars behind these creators for what? For some emotes and maybe some higher level of access? Nah, we help connect those fans to those icons. We help connect those fans to create that experience, and also help creators retain, engage, and increase the longevity of their content cycle, right? And so like that's the big thing for us, is right, we want to build the tools and I guess we'll call it turnkey solution for creators to optimize that process of playing or interacting with fans at any level.
Rad. I love it. I love it.
So now I'm going to show you what the request feature looks like. So I'm going to go here and type in our wonderful CTO, Gordon.
Oh, Gordon.
We love Gordon. Gordon,
is he in chat right now? If he wants
no,
to say
he is
hi.
not. I don't know of.
I had to edit
What?
the window so they could see you hitting the search button. Sorry, guys.
All good. Yeah, we have a little thing called a search bar. You just like type in names and information, it'll pop up.
Meme.
But anyway, so all the same information you saw on my profile, you'll see on Gordon's. I can see in like my time zone that Gordon is available from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. normally on Saturdays. I also see all Gordon's events, and I see Gordon's now request button right here. So I'm going to go here and click request a session and say, okay, Gordon, I want to play with you this Saturday. You've given me time blocks of 10, 10:30, 11, and 11:30. But man, you know what? Forget those time blocks. I'm going to go shoot my shot at 4 in the morning, because why not? Now, mind you, this is me shooting a request. this doesn't lock in Gordon to accept that, right? I still have to wait for Gordon to approve me sending that over. So I'm going to hit continue. Once I do that, I'm going to select the game of choice that he offers. So for right now, I'm going to select Fortnite. My IGN will pop up that I have linked to my account, and I'll hit the platform of choice, whether it be PC, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever, or cross-platform. For now, I'm going to leave it at cross-platform and hit continue. From there, I see, hey, Gordon charges $5 a game. Cool. I'm going to go and say for 10 games is what I want. You're going to make it $50. But wait, there's more. I can go incentivize the pot and throw some more money on it. And say, hey, I like you a lot and I want you to accept this offer. Please take more money. And then leave a note. Hit continue.
Love.
And then check out. And then once I check out, Gordon has to accept or decline the request. And once he accepts, boom, the session happens.
So here's a question for you, Shark. Is it possible to request he play a different game that's not on his preferred list? So say I want to play Hearthstone with him and he doesn't have that on his preferred list. How would I go about doing something like that?
Oh, currently at the moment, we let creators control what they offer. Because again, we want to be that creator-focused platform and what they're comfortable in. So this is them setting up, their request and whatnot. However, we can reach out to the creator. You can reach out to us to say, hey, look, I want to get X creator to play Y game. We as the staff will go, okay, and we'll go ping that creator for you. We'll go, hey, creator, you got a fan pinging us to get this game on. Can you turn it on or throw up a custom event for that fan?
So there is a way to interact with the creator outside of making an actual request.
Right, there's actually multiple ways. And the next way you can do that is by participating in one of their custom events, or what I like to call a session.
We have a chat question for you. So Ted is asking, is there a list of games one can use to find someone to help train them in a specific game? So I think Ted may be referring to a search.
Yeah, so what you can do is let's say I want to look for Valorant, right? And I'm going to just type in here. I can see all the users that have assigned Valorant as their favorite game and all of our verified partners. I can also see here on this left side of chat, right, or on this left side of the creator list, I can see every game that we've offered or, have associated on the platform. So even from Jackbox or just chatting to, hey, if you need a Tarkov Sherpa, we have a Tarkov list. If you need League of Legends or TFT, that's what we have. So we support pretty much every game and let the creator offer either, coaching services or playing services.
Nice.
Dude, that's awesome. Thank you.
So how easy is it to connect all the rest of your social media platforms to this?
Super easy. All you do is you go back here to your profile. And once you hit edit profile, you're going to hit contact and scroll all the way down and hide my phone number. And you'll see all the social accounts here. And all you do is you click to link it. Either for Discord, you're going to put in the permanent URL, or Twitter or Streamlabs or Mixer, you'll just automatically hook in and log in.
Dope. Really, you can have that centralized place that we were talking about, making sure that you have cohesion across all the different platforms. Right, so that's one thing that Shotcall does really well, is as you can see at the very top, all of his platforms are right there, and all you have to do is click on one and it automatically takes you to it.
Right, and again, we're the tool, right? We want to be the tool that helps facilitate it. Where the content goes and where all your stuff is, you stream on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, I don't care if you do this online or offline events. We want to be the tool to help you connect, right? And we want to help make sure that people get to your socials and your channels.
I like it. So someone from chat was asking, is there a Facebook connection option? Did you just not connect your Facebook?
So we are working currently on Facebook and Facebook Gaming right now. We are currently working on YouTube Gaming as well, more in depth.
Okay. Cool. Oh, this is super good to know.
So now let's go create a session. Let's go create a custom event. So I'm going to go here and click create a session. So I'm going to name it Valorant with Shark. Come carry me in this game if you think you can.
That's what I was going to say. That sounds about valid.
Yep.
So I'm going to leave a session title. So this is my event title, and then the description. What's going on, or if I'm being a meme, like this is the meme, right? From there, I can say, hey, if I'm playing with other streamers or creators on the platform, I can add now co-host. So I could say, hey, you, me, and Amanda are all hosting this event together. Let's do it. By quickly adding somebody on here just by clicking the button and typing in the name. But now we're going to go to the main event control. Do I want to make this event as public as can be? Or do I want to lock this down? And we have 3 ways of locking it down. So the first is our private session. All you do is you click here and turn on the password feature, and you can just type in a password of choice. Our second option is Twitch subscriber only. All you do is once you link your Twitch account, boom, turn this on and make it a sub-only session. And then our third is Mixer subscriber only. And then you can do a variation or combination of all 3 or 2 of choices, or if not, if you leave them all unchecked, it now becomes open to the public.
So something I want to point out here, and this is a question that I asked from, just a concern standpoint, is that when you click that subscribe, like that button for the subscriber, the only thing that's being pulled from Twitch is your subscriber list of names. Nothing else is being pulled. So the API is not pulling any of your analytics, not pulling any of your information. It's just that.
Right. What we do is we say, okay, pull the data, and we say, okay, is this person a subscriber? Yes, no. If no, they can't get in. If yes, cool, they have the option to get in. Super easy, super simple. We're not pulling anything else at the moment.
Yeah, so that's something I did want to point out, because a lot of people that I talk to are concerned with businesses who are not really giving them anything financial if they're using a platform, pulling their data and then using it against them, or selling their data, or things like that. And that's not what Shotcall's for. Shotcall's literally to help engage with your community and build that community up. So they're really thinking 3 steps ahead on how they can actually involve your community, and even the people you want to select as part of your community to be in those sessions with you.
So Shark, I have a question, may not be good for right now, but we have a couple of questions around coaching. So if you think now is an appropriate time, let me know.
Any time is an appropriate time. This is your guys' show.
I know.
But
I wanted to flow with the demo. I was in software sales for years, and you got questions help when they flow with the demo.
So then let's do this. Let's finish
this
the
up.
session.
Yeah.
And then I will answer all the coaching and other questions after.
Thank you.
So I'm going to hit continue and leave the event public. You go here and type in a game of choice. So, I can type in Fortnite, or if I know how to spell, I can type in Valorant. Boom, it shows up. And if there's a game that's not on here, we can instantly support that game in under a couple minutes. All you got to do is ping us and we'll add it. So here I'm going to again pick my IGN, pick my platform of choice. I'm going to hit PC. If I want to share my Discord server, whether I'm comfortable or not, I can choose to do so. So all I have to do is put in the URL here. If not, since like me, I don't have a Discord, I'm going to hit continue. Now we have 5 session types and a 6th one being worked on currently. Standard is our first come, first serve. I have 4 slots at the table. If 100 people try to register, I get to pick and choose which 4 get in, right? Raffle is fans enter a free raffle. They get picked beforehand. Boom, they get into the session, they get to play. Queue, which is our most popular one, is group sizes. So you'll pick a group size of, let's say, 3 people. And you'll say, okay, group A, group B, group C in a line. You'll rotate out those groups, right? Auction is highest bidder gets to play with you. And finally, our newest one, which I can now talk about publicly, is wagers. Creators set the minimum price they're going to accept for a wager. Fans come in with money in hand and say, okay, I want to challenge the creator. And then our 6th one, which I cannot sadly announce, which I would love to, Amanda and Torben, you already know.
Oh.
So for now, I'm going to go click a session type of choice. And I'm going to say, hey, let's do standard. So I'm going to pick the number of slots to join. So I'm going to hit, do 3 slots with me. And I'm going to say, hey, do I put a price on it? If so, I can put whatever dollar amount I want to get in. If not, I can mark it for free. Or our coolest feature and my personal favorite is support a charity. We allow you on as the platform to create charity sessions to support one of these many awesome charities. And if there's not a charity on here, we can add them.
Wait, you have the Seattle Sounders?
Yeah, we have the Sounders FC Relief Fund. The Sounders actually worked with us to raise a couple grand for COVID relief.
Oh, snap.
So Jordan Morris, Stephen Frey, the Roland brothers, like they were all on the platform. They're actually still currently available and requestable on the platform too.
So what you're saying is I have a chance.
Dude, you have the chance. We enable you to get that chance.
Question for you, Shark. Will this be available on iOS and Android anytime in the near future?
Yes, that is in the pipeline. I
Beautiful.
want a mobile app. That is in the works, but that's down the road.
Thank you.
So for now, I'm going to make this a charity session. Click Rise Above the Disorder. Cool, the disclaimer comes up and then also shows, hey, all proceeds will benefit Rad. So I'm going to hit confirm. Select the date or time. So I'm going to select for that Saturday at, we'll do 4 a.m. Why not? 4 a.m. seems to be a good number. And then click hours and minutes. So I'm going to do it for an hour, 15 minutes. And then what I can also do is say, hey, if I want to make this event a weekly thing like Sub Sundays or Fan Fridays or whatever, Taco Tuesdays, I'm going to just click here and pick which days of the week and how many weeks I want to repeat it for and set up an auto-recurring event.
Bro, your sleep schedule's all kinds of wonky. I'm just throwing that out there. 4 a.m.?
Dude,
what's wrong with you?
I just went to bed at 5 a.m. this morning.
Gotta make that money.
And also play that video games. I have been grinding.
Yeah, that too.
So now that the session's created, and this is your living event page, fans can go here and see all the same information that we just inputted and now register here.
Oh, snap.
So they'll see who I am, what the charity is benefiting for. They'll see the number of slots available. They'll see the cost. And then they can share to Facebook, share to Twitter, add to their Google Calendar. What? And then copy the link to share it.
Did you just let yourself?
Hell yeah.
He did. He absolutely did.
And then finally, we have what I think is the coolest feature. If you don't want to talk to your fans, whether it be like Discord or something, you don't want to give that out, fine. Hey, here's the private chat room.
You spelled that wrong. So incredibly wrong. A G? What the heck's a G? Is boring. Wow. Okay, I see how it is. And that was our time for sure. No.
Right. And we're done.
And then also, like, when I'm in the event session, right, I can pull up the player information, see their Shotcall tag, and also their user ID, their in-game ID, which is only what I can see.
So you can look out for trolls.
I can not only look out for trolls can't get in without me approving first off, and then even if so, like, let's say they're in the session, I can kick them out the session too. We have the tools and safety features to make sure that, hey, when you're creating events like this, you are in control. We want to make sure you're as comfy as possible. So, like, for example, I'm going to pull up TFT with the Three Stooges, Kevin and Thomas.
The Three Stooges. Oh, my God.
And I can see here, and our friend Zex, I can see here their Shotcall tag and who they are on the site, and then their in-game username as well. And then I can also go and say, hey, man, I don't like you, Thomas, or I don't like what you're doing, what you did. I'm going to kick you. Select the reason why and leave a note. And every time you do that, myself, Aiden, and all the staff get a ping of when this happened. So we know what's going on, and we know to make sure to watch out for those as well.
So here's a question for you. Say, hypothetically, you have this open and you kick someone from it. How many times can someone reapply? So can you be spammed?
No, once they're kicked, they can't.
Okay, and what if you accidentally kick someone? Can you re-invite them back in?
Yeah.
I mean, these are just all things that I think about when you're dealing with the session. You don't have to show it live. This is just a question I had, right? So
No, you're totally fine. And these are the safety features we want to make sure that, hey, like, creators feel safe. Because again, our whole focus is privacy, security, and safety while being able to engage as well. Because I want to make this cool experience happen, but I also got to make sure it happens in a safe, fun, positive ecosystem.
Rad.
Yeah, so let's take a couple questions from chat real quick, and then we actually have to start moving on to our next portion of the session.
Let me grab those coaching questions real quick. So 2 kind of questions, and I'll let you answer both of them. But are you pulling API data from games to display in-game ranks? And what kind of marketplace features can coaches utilize to push their services?
So, okay, so API and dev relations, we'll call it under that category. We aren't pulling any at the moment. That is all in the pipeline and all in the works. And we're working actually with the developer teams from each major studio right now, talking with them about that process and what that all looks like. So that's all in the works and coming soon. In terms of coaching services to push to the marketplace, we have coaches like who is it? We have a prominent Smash coach coming up that I can't announce, but other coaches like James O'Connor from the Knights, who used to coach for like Team Liquid and others, they can offer their coaching services in a couple ways by either creating sessions and saying, okay, you can book me at these block times. So like these guys on socials will put up their calendar, say, hey, I'm available, just shoot me a Twitter DM. Rather than doing all that hassle and headache, all the fan has to do at that point is go to their profile, click either request or click one of the sessions and sign up. That way coaches have a streamlined process. And they can also keep track and show, and then also show as a business, hey, who they're actually coaching, how much money they're making, and whatnot, and keep that all in one place.
Very cool. Thank you so much. So I saw another question. I don't know if I personally understand it, but someone's asking, would wagers work in a situation where a golf game streamer makes a skins game so that there would be multiple possible payouts in various amounts?
Currently, we don't do multiple payouts. I get what he's I think I get what he's referring to. It's more like the old CS:GO days.
Okay.
No. So currently, how wagers work is I put a minimum price, so $5. So Amanda will come to me and say, "Hey, I've got a $5 wager against you," but Torben comes to me and says, "Hey, I've got a $10 wager." I can pick and approve which one I'm going to wager against.
Okay.
So I put a minimum threshold. You guys can either come with the minimum or as high as you want to the sky after, and I get to accept or decline which wagers I'll take.
That's amazing. Thank you. Okay. I think I understand that. Any other questions, guys? Anything? Comments? Concerns? Compliments? I'll accept a compliment. Ooh, we got one. I'll always accept compliments. As a content creator or coach, what is your cut for the service? Is it one time or a percentage?
So for any transaction that comes to the site, we take a cut. It's a percentage. However, we work with the creators to make sure that they're, happy on what that cut is, right? We have a standard flat rate, which is 75-25. However, again, we can work on that and what that looks like for a creator. And I just got the green light to announce the newest feature, actually. We now have tournament brackets. Our 6th session type is tournaments.
Oh, snap!
Yeah. All right, cool. I was waiting for the green light. It looks like we got it. So congrats, guys. We are now announcing our newest feature right here live on the Next Level Talk Show. It is tournaments.
And we're going to clip that. Can someone clip that? That was a very PG announcement.
We also didn't know that they were going to announce that. So just
I had no
idea.
There.
So congrats, guys. We have your brackets here. Creators can create sessions and now host tournaments.
Oh my god. This is life-changing.
They can't see it. Hold on.
You ended the screen share?
No, I didn't end this.
He did.
I did because
you guys,
I'm trying to set up for the next session. Sorry.
If you haven't gone to their website,
see? Right there.
Go over to shotcall.gg, sign up, drop your username, let us know what it is. We have our own team where we're doing some really cool shit. So let us know your username so you can be part of Next Level.
And any creator who either wants a one-on-one demo or wants help or has any questions, I am available personally 24/7 alongside Aiden or Lord Cuddle
2
Bear.
2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., anytime.
To answer those questions.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize
Awesome.
about that. Didn't have the bracket thing up. Was not ready for you to do that.
Wow,
to me.
man. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm trying to do production behind the scenes as well.
I know. Okay, we got to go. into
Oh,
our
no.
next segment.
Don't do that. Why did you do
What
that?
are you doing?
Nothing.
What's happening
I
on
did
screen?
nothing. I don't know. Where's what? Shark. Shark just beat out on us. Shark, did you just leave?
No, I did not. Sorry,
Okay, there you
I
are.
accidentally clicked one button.
I was like, what's happening right now? What's happening? All right. Well, Shark, thank you very much for being here, man. Really appreciate it. We are transitioning into our next segment. If you do have more questions, Shark probably will stay in the chat and talk a little bit more about what's going on. And if you have any questions there, please ping him. We are moving into our next segment, which is LGDP. Wow, I cannot talk. You know what? Equality matters, people. Equality matters. Acronyms are hard for me. Leave me alone.
We'll be back 2 minutes. I gotta pee. So.
We'll be right back. Stay here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here live with Asika and Ghostly Kayvon. Yeah, that's your name. I actually put you as Kayvon, and there's nothing you can do about it, you son of a bitch. But yeah, come at me. Come at me. So today, guys, we are talking about, as far as our diversity goes, LGDP acronyms, because you know what? I can't fucking say them for the life of me. We're talking about equality and the fact that in a lot of scenarios, in a lot of places, people are not looked as equal. And that happens in many different regions, in many different social interactions. And so we want to talk about that today. And so that's why we have our two lovely guests on with us. Guys, why don't you introduce yourself? Kevin, we'll start with you, and then we'll move on to Asika. And I'm trying to say the name correctly.
So I want to first and foremost start with, I love that now, what is this? Like, ages we've known each other, and you still call me Ghostly Kevin. It makes me chuckle every time. It's like Kayvon. It's close, but not quite.
Kayvon?
But yes, as introduced, my name's Kevin Wallace. I've worked everywhere from Tencent to VC for indie games now. As everyone probably knows, I'm the guy that has a shit ton of rainbows next to his name. Yeah, that's as good of a example I'm going to give right now, I guess.
All of the rainbows.
I do like all the rainbows. This is true.
I need more rainbows. I don't have enough rainbows.
There's never enough
Can
rainbows.
we get some more rainbows, please?
Never enough.
All of the rainbows. Thanks, bye.
I'm a actual ginormous sucker for like corporate pride stuff. Like, I love having like rainbow things that have company logos on them. Not because I want to give them my money, but because in case they ever like pull a Chick-fil-A and try and change their opinion, I'll be like, hey, you're stuck with this now. Look at this.
That's what I need. I need more corporate pride. That's my issue. Yeah, my name is Asika. I stream on Twitch, but I also am a mixer partner, content creator for like, I don't know, 5-6 years, something like that. I've been around.
Wow.
Yeah, lesbian.
I mean,
As you can see by the plaid.
the
plaid
there's nothing
always
wrong with
gives
that.
it away.
Yep.
So as
Always.
is our tradition, and well, not tradition, but as is our focus here on the show, this is education, right? We want to actually focus on educating people and giving them the right materials and information so that they can actually better themselves. So like we did last week, we talked about resources. We also talked about the struggles of being a part of different communities and things that have happened, and just the sheer inequality that happens in a lot of situations. So Kevin, I know that you are involved in such a massive way in so many different organizations. How has some of the things you've faced affected your life in business and just in your personal, when dealing with some of the prejudices that come along with you being you?
So it's really funny. I actually wasn't the most comfortable. It's really weird. I grew up my entire life, like everyone that knew me growing up knew, like, because it was my baseline, like, I'm not straight because I can definitely appreciate how attractive guys of the same sex are, or even anyone is. And it was years and years later that I actually understood what sexuality is. But the big like turning point for me career-wise was probably, I worked at a company that will not be named a little while back that had. It was my first like interaction with bro culture, and as kind of like a bigger tatted up bearded guy, like I guess people thought that was something that like I was gonna be cool with or whatever, and it really rubbed me the wrong way. And so like without even thinking about it, I went straight to our HR and was like, hey, I know this is what this environment is, but whenever I was hired, I really specifically asked about like inclusion and making sure that this was like a good place to work in. I either am gonna quit or we need to talk about this. And surprisingly enough, it turned like a very quick conversation. Within like 2 weeks, we had like a meeting as a company where everyone talked about it. No one really hit it on me because I did work with nothing but straight guys. No one had really thought about like what some of the comments and jokes were. They were super receptive to it, and then it was actually another 2 weeks later, we even as a company ended up sponsoring one of the biggest professional inclusion events at GDC. As part of that, just a step towards the next thing. Unfortunately, I don't think they're as involved as they used to be, but it was just one of those. I didn't know how uncomfortable it made me until I ran into it. I'm very privileged in the fact that I, as a white male, can go up to and be like, hey, like, this doesn't make me happy. And 9 times out of 10, people are receptive to that. But I know that's like that is definitely a privilege of mine. I know there are people that are blacks that are trans. I have friends that are openly trans in other places that deal with harassment. There's definitely still pockets of it.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Like, I know that it can be hard, especially from just overall dealing with that bro culture in a lot of ways. I know that I've personally seen a lot of it happen in my walks of life. I freaking hate it. It's completely dumb and it's unacceptable. Like, we need to love everyone for whatever walk they have, for whatever they like. Like, that should not dictate who they are as a person. What I look at is, are you a good person? Yes or no? If you're a good person, dope, I want to know you. If you're not a good person, I don't want to be around you. That's literally how that works. Are you toxic or not? So Asika, being in the streaming platform, I know that you see a lot of this, and I know that Mixer's pretty good about a lot of that, but I know that we're starting to see an uptick in that. I've heard recently with some of the pride stuff that has happened on Mixer that there's been a massive uptick in homophobia. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you've had the challenges that you've had and ways that you've combated that?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. If whatever the feature month is, if you're doing something that is being stood out, if it's Women's History Month, it's what about this group? If it's Pride Month, it's what about this group, this group, this group? People have a problem with seeing a group being highlighted and thinking that because this group is being highlighted, all these other groups don't matter. And that's 100% not the truth. I mean, people transcend multiple layers of their life. You can be gay and you can be a veteran. There's lots of, you can be a woman and you can be gay. You could be a man and care about the history of women. Like, we transcend all these groups, despite, maybe one group is being showcased at this moment, but it doesn't negate all those other groups. All those other groups are still very much important. So typically, yeah, I mean, it can be pretty brutal. Like, I remember last year, the way that the featuring went, it was literally just people coming in and being like, I don't support this. Like, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Like, you could have just not clicked into the channel. So really, like, you can't really stop people from doing that. At the end of the day, like, people are going to be people and they're going to try to cut you down and they're going to try to say things to you that try to make you feel bad. But, it's no different than anything anybody has ever said to me in my life before. So really, like, my strategy for combating it and dealing with it is really just, discussing with my mods, giving them some, like, hey guys, we have a pride feature. Just be prepared. And, it's just quick, time them out. I typically don't like to ban people unless they violate TOS. I will time people out for an extremely long time. So, like, if you come in and you're an asshole, you get a 3-month timeout and you get to come back and try again later. But if you're homophobic and you're racist, like, it's an instant, like, you're banned, you're reported. And the beauty with Mixer is I can report them and they're gone. If they want to come back, they can make another account, but it takes them 10 minutes. If they want to take 10 minutes to get banned again in 2 seconds, like, that's their own choice. So anytime I talk to a streamer about this kind of stuff, it's always just, mod team, make sure that they're on page, make sure it's clear what they have to do, and just let them handle it.
Awesome. So trusting in your community, right?
Yep.
I love that flex like that. That just like, oh, you want to come back in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me get them shoulder workout in real quick.
Literally it's crazy to me that somebody has that much hate in their heart that they want to spend. There's been times where I've had people come back for 3 hours straight, just making new accounts.
Oh my
and I'm like,
gosh.
Do you not have a life? Like, go away.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, like, as someone who hasn't streamed in multiple years, who's like starting to get back into it, on one hand, like, I'm not looking forward to that part, but also someone who has moderated a ton of channels and stuff, on the other hand, like, I can already feel my fingers getting itchy just waiting. I will smack that hammer so fast it's not even funny.
So fun fact, and this is something I learned from DJ Blue, is you don't ban them, you time them out. Why?
Yep.
Because it still counts as a viewer. So they're
And you keep a follow.
and you keep a follow, so you indirectly keep that person there, so it actually helps you. So don't ban, for everyone out there. Just literally just be like, all right, time out for 5 minutes. You want to be a dick? Time out for 3 years. Like, I don't care.
Well, and people change too, right? Like the way that I see, even like kids who are like trolls and whatever, like they learn. Kids learn. They learn from their mistakes, and they go, "Oh, I thought that was gonna be really funny, and it wasn't." You know, you can't. And we used to be able to time people out for 100 years. We can't do that anymore. So that's what the go-to was before. But I give people 3 months, grow up a little bit, and come back.
I remember back in the day when you could do the 100 years, the joke was always that, you know, because that was when Game of Thrones was starting to get popular. I just like, all right, we're sending you to the wall. If you learn, you can tell me, message me, DM me. You can find me anywhere else to let me know you've changed. Because I was running a bunch of tournaments back then. I was like, you can get a hold of me, but in my channel where I just want to make a nice, like, good space for people, you have to show that you're going to treat people with that same respect. Otherwise, I don't care about view numbers. I'll get rid of you. Like, I am all about reform, but at the same time, like, if I'm taking the time to stream with my busy schedule, I want it to be a place where people can come and relax. They can talk. They can feel safe.
Speaking of mods, be aware, we are now updated our titles, so be on the lookout. People are assholes.
Yeah, I can tell you now, I've already gotten a few DMs on Twitter of people from the always popular anime avatar accounts with 52 followers.
Yeah, you know, and that's just unfortunate that people need to spread that hate, and that's part of this is that we are wanting to change people's minds. We want to help grow and expand their horizons so they don't keep on spreading that hate and continuing thinking it's funny and trolling, because people need to live their lives just as much as we do. You know, there's no reason for it. Everyone's the same. Everyone needs love. Everyone just needs to be chill. Amanda, I know that you have had a lot of the struggles as well being in the community, and this is something that is hard for me to relate to because I'm not always involved in a lot of different ways. So what are some of the struggles that you've had, you know, just coming up? And I know that we've talked about this a lot, some of the things that you've dealt with.
Yeah, so I think the biggest struggle for me being pansexual is one that confuses the fuck out of people. They don't understand what in the world that is. They think I'm confused or I just want to sleep with everyone, which is absolutely correct. But what I find a lot of is people like passing me for a, you know, straight woman and inadvertently talking badly about the LGBT plus community, and they don't understand that I am part of that just because I have long hair and I'm pretty or what, you know, whatever. I just confuse them and they don't understand. So I come from more of a place of I don't get hated on directly because people don't know and don't understand. But I definitely keep it close to me. I don't share this with a lot of my clients because there are still those, you know, old white men that are closed off, and not to generalize, but I was married to a woman a few years ago, and when I was back in software sales, I mean, people couldn't, you know, always assumed I had a husband. I had a wedding ring on, they assumed I had a husband, and I was scared to correct them. I never wanted to correct anyone because I didn't want them to know, because I didn't want to lose business. I didn't want the judgment. I didn't want me to be perceived as anything outside of their ideal so that I could continue on like with my business. And luckily, now that I don't have a wife, I don't have to have the conversation like, oh, I don't have a husband, but I just hate to see it. I hate for people that think, oh, cool, I'm talking to another straight person. Let's say some things, because you don't know, even if I was straight, who my family is, who my best, you know, Kevin's one of my closest and best friends. Like, you're going to shit on gay, pan, lesbian, like, come at me, bro. I dare you. I dare you to come at me. And yeah, I guess that's my 2 cents.
I will admit, like, don't listen to me on this one, but I intentionally take a really confrontational approach to this, and it might just be because I know I'm in a privileged section of the LGBT community as like a very like mass presenting male, but like it's why my brand is I want to put it in your face, because if you have the audacity to like know me, know the people I support, know the cause I support, know the issues that are personal to me, and still be ignorant like that, cool, that is perfectly fine. I have no reason now to interact with you on a business level. I will cost myself money before I will further propagate hate, and people that, as you said, like when they think it's just straight people around, will say some really hateful stuff.
And why?
Can't tolerate it.
Why? I don't get it. Yeah, and especially from like an industry perspective, I almost like we should be more bigger adults about it. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, not saying more so than content creators, but we get to choose a lot of the time which content creators we put at the forefront. And if we're constantly just putting the same straight white men, sorry Torben, at the forefront of advertisements and brands and sponsorships and partnerships, you're sending this message of those are the only people that you should follow and watch.
I completely get it.
Yeah.
One thing I had a conversation with about my boss, I said, you know, I look at everyone equally. I look at them as a content creator. I look at them as, are they going to be good quality people? And then I will invite them based off of that. The programs that we're doing, I look at them not just from who they are, but I look at them as a whole person, right? Are you, again, a good person? Because that matters to me. But I unfortunately am not the status quo, and that's what needs to change. We need to change the mindset of everyone and thinking that just because someone's different, it's okay to be prejudiced. Just because someone's different, it's okay to look down on them. It's not. It's really not. Everyone is a person, and everyone should be given the same opportunities.
Definitely. And something Torben and I, we spoke about last week when we talked about our Black Lives Matter segment, was that you and I don't necessarily see color because of how we were raised. Like, it doesn't register. Same thing with this. When I was trying to think of people in the LGBT plus community to have on, my brain doesn't process who. I don't care who likes who. You could want to have sex with animals, man. I don't care. You could identify as anything. It's irrelevant to me. I work with the people I work with because of who they are as people. And I don't know. I know it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I know it needs to be more at the forefront of our minds so that, you know, we can help make those changes and make those decisions in a positive way and helping those people out.
I don't want to interrupt, but I'm being told that I don't have enough rainbow right now. So give me 2 seconds.
Oh, I don't have
I've
enough
seen
rainbow. I have
some shit
0
with him.
rainbows.
Well, you know what? That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You have plaid, and that's
Well,
that's on point.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting very patiently for my Gay Pride apparel shirts to come in so that I can wear them. I got a little rainbow T-shirt, and they have a shirt that says "Sounds gay." I'm in. I'm ordering that next.
Wait,
Nice.
wait, I need that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. They're just backlogged because of COVID, so I'm patiently waiting for my shirt.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
I got
that's
some cool stuff.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's we talked about this a lot at our last session, and that's this mentality of these rich white men in these corporate settings that are looking at people in that fashion, and that's where a lot of this mentality comes from because it's passed down. I mean, I grew up as a Christian guy, and basically in church, you know, if I looked different, if I wasn't if I was something besides what the stereotype was of a typical white male, I was told that I needed Jesus and that I couldn't be in the church, right? And for me, I was like, how am I being looked down upon? And then what does that do to everyone else? I actually had a conversation with a group of Mormons, and they came in, and I sat down with them and said, okay, listen, I have several gay friends, and I know you have a problem with that. Would they be accepted in the church with me? And they said no. Then I said, I will never be part of your organization, flat out, because you guys are more prejudiced towards a group of people that deserve your love than anyone else I know of. So get the fuck out of my house. Like, that was the end of it for me. Oh, God.
Oh, hey.
Sounds pretty gay. I'm in. There it is.
Yeah.
But it's that type of, you know, joint organization that people are it blows my mind. It really does, that you guys have to go through all of this and have to deal with these types of uneducated fucking just people who don't understand and can't expand their mind beyond their little tiny scope.
Yeah, I worked for a Mormon for 5 years before I came out. So when I came out, our conversations changed very, very quickly. It was very interesting because for them, the way that they see it is that I'm being emotional when I disagree with them, but because that their belief is more powerful than my, or like stronger than my belief. That was what I kind of got out of it. It was a very interesting period in my life.
That's so unfortunate. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, like that happened. That's not okay. And for corporations to think that's okay, it just means that they're in the wrong.
I'll admit, like early on, that's between that and Catholic school simultaneously in a small town in Kentucky. I kind of got disillusioned with the idea of religion really quickly, just because like I couldn't understand even at a young age how you could preach the message of love everyone, love thy neighbor, and then simultaneously condemn people for finding love in an alternative way that doesn't hurt anyone else. It makes more people happy. I mean, there's, you know, when you eliminate just heterosexual people are supposed to have God's love and be happy. Like I could not do that. I could not support it. I respect all my friends that have religious leanings or connotations. You know, I'm all about what makes people happy, but that has always been a very big struggle for me with institutionalized religion. Is just, why can't we just love each other? Like, it's so simple, such a straightforward message.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
I guess I'd like to kind of segue the conversation a little bit and maybe like brainstorm and chat about like what we can all do, not, you know, just the four of us, but like and beyond, what we can do to kind of help work on this and fix this, because it's, you know, similar to our show last week, you know, talking about how to, you know, put Black people at the forefront. What can we do here? Like, because again, it's like a little less obvious as to, you know, like who falls into that category and not. Like, what can we do to help? Like, what can we all do to help? How can we make this better as a community, and especially in gaming?
I think personally, like for me, I mean, I've always strived since I became a content creator to create, you know, a safe space for others to be in. And it doesn't matter where you lie, if you're trans, if you're pan, if you're a furry, whatever. Like, I honestly don't care what you do in your bedroom. You can come into my chat and be who you are. So I think really at the end of the day, like, we need to help normalize that visibility. Like, we need to see, you know, girls like Amanda, so that people can see, like, okay, so it's not just the lesbos with the short hair, or, you know, people who fit into different roles. Like, you know, everybody has that, like, a view of a gay man that it's like super flamboyant and high pitched voice and whatever. Like, the more that we normalize, and you got, you know, these big dudes with, you know, the muscles and stuff, and like, oh, hey, I'm gay, and that surprises people. It's like, we need to get that visibility. So, like, you know, I know that it's scary to come out and say that you're gay. You know, it can be unsafe, to be honest, in some situations. But the more that you show your pride, engage with the community, with your identity, and you find that authenticity in yourself, I think that's definitely a big step in the right direction.
I would say also too, if you find yourself in a position where you have the ability to pass on opportunity, identifying people is really, really good. But I'll admit, I understand as someone who has to source folks for panels and stuff, it's not always the easiest to just know off the top of your head. So if you know someone that's a very outspoken voice in the community, that you see often supporting others, reach out to them if you have panel opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, etc. Not specifically for them, but like I can use myself as an example. I have a ton of people right now that I'm helping pick people that would be really good representations on like diversity panels for corporate webinars and stuff like that. I honestly pass off 99.9% of the stuff that comes my way, just because we need to get more voices out there. We need more people that are outspoken. So that's a good one. I would also say from our own community, if you don't feel comfortable being out, nothing wrong with that. That is your choice. No one but you can make that decision. But even whenever you're not out, you can still support those that are. You know, it's not always easy, like especially for like Facebook and stuff like that, where you have family that you have to worry about. But things like Twitter, I have friends that have made alt accounts specifically just so that way they have an account where they can amplify the voices of others. So there are ways that you can get involved, you can support both inside and outside the community without having to raise a finger. You know, Amanda, you and Torben have probably heard my rant a million times now that like half the celebrities in the world, if they just retweeted one good call to action post like a week, would solve half of our charity issues in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Also, I apologize if anyone thinks I'm not paying attention. My mic has broken on my computer, so I'm actually talking through my phone, and I have to reach out and I have to hit the push to talk button. So if you're seeing that, it's not me ignoring, it's me just trying to tap so you guys don't hear an echo.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize the power that they hold too. Like, the power to inspire, the power to encourage, the power to engage. And I think a lot of times, like, you know, I guess we feel like we're not heard. So I think, you know, that's a great point to just retweet, talk to people, engage. You know, if you have a friend or whatever, and like they tweet something and it's, you know, really positive, like, don't just like it, drop a comment too. You know, put some thought into it, because a lot of times people just, they see something that they, you know, resonates with them, but they're, you know, I don't want to say something dumb. It's like, you know what, just say anything, something, just support those comments, because it is truly powerful. And, you know, I don't realize a lot of the times, you know, the effect that I have on people as well. So if you can inspire, I think that's a really powerful thing.
Sika, that's how you and I met. Was I
really?
posted a Twitter post saying, hey, you know, we're like, I want to see, where are my Black creators, where are my minorities, LGBT. I literally just put it out there as like, tag yourselves, tag your friends, like, I want to know people. And then we started chatting about like World of Warcraft, and now like a week later you're on my talk show, because you made such an impact on me as like a positive person. And when I was thinking of all the LGBT plus
even
people,
as Alliance scum.
Dude, you are Alliance scum. That is
the end stream button. We're done.
Kicker now. In case you missed it, I have the Horde symbol tattooed on my arm, so that's going nowhere.
You didn't tell me, Amanda, this was an Alliance.
I have an Alliance coaster.
I just, I'm done.
She literally told me this, and I was like, dude, you're so lucky you're rad, because I have no tolerance for that type of negativity in my life at this current moment. But that's how we met, was a Twitter post of me trying to include more people. When I get brand deals, I want to put anyone in a minority position at the forefront, not because they didn't deserve it, but because it needs to be there.
And as someone that bothers Amanda constantly about shit like this, I can tell you she does it too. Like, can confirm that one.
What do I do?
Whenever we talk about deals for, like, I don't know, say specific mobile games that are launching this week, we talk about creators that aren't just all white popular creators.
For sure. Yeah. I totally agree. I do that. That is my
diversity matters 100%. You know,
you're not just saying that because that was the title of my dream hack.
No, it's not. I'm not just saying that. This is something I firmly believe. There's a reason why after I saw all of this stuff start happening, I realized that we're not doing enough. And I said to Amanda that day, Amanda, we need to do something. We need to, like, we have the platform for it. We now need to do something. We now need to take a stance and show people that we actually give a shit and we care about what's going on, and that equality matters. And it's a conversation we need to keep on having to continue to educate those people. It's just, it pisses me off in a lot of ways that this is still a problem in the United States in 2020. And it's still a problem around the world in 2020. We're an advanced culture. This is fucking bullshit. Get the fuck over yourself, you white piece of crap, and move on. Like, that's what I have to say. It's just that, and that's a majority of the problem, is people are just prejudiced and they don't know why, because that's how they were raised. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. Amanda, appreciate you guys. I know she does too. We do have to wrap up here, but we do want to take some questions from chat if they are here, and anyone does have any questions. We love you guys so very much for being able to come on and share your life with us. And I know for one that I'm gonna absolutely love working with you, Asika, even though you are Alliance. I will put that
I wore Horde red for you guys.
Did you? Because your chair is blue, so it doesn't really seem like you tried that hard.
I tried.
But guys, if you are not following them, please go drop them a follow. Both Kevin and Asika are a phenomenal people that you need to know and be following, because they are doing things in the marketplace that matter. And we need to be supporting as many people as we can that are from diverse backgrounds, to show these corporate assholes that they don't know what they're talking about, and that these people do matter, and that they do deserve a shot, and they do deserve to be part of all of the conversations, no matter what it is. So if there is any questions from chat, please throw them out there. Otherwise, we're going to sit here and talk about how someone doesn't even know who Diva is.
Oh my God, first off,
Before we do that, though, real quick,
First off,
on what Torben said. Guys, when companies make these decisions, I'll tell you, as someone who has sat in this room and painfully watched it happen, they don't look and see what group they want to represent the best on average. It's what is the way for us to capture the largest market segment possible. And part of factoring that in is how much people are we going to piss off by doing something. The only way to outweigh that is to add your voice to the people that are advocating that you won't be upset. There are more people that would be happy to see a Pride event or a Pride merchandise than there are people that would be upset and not buy their product because they do that merchandise. So when you see companies put the things out, something please besides just the logo changes, support that, push that out. You don't have to buy it, but like do like a retweet, kind of like what Asika said earlier. Retweet it and say, hey, look, something credible. Hey, look, something good. Do something that shows these companies that what they're doing is not the only thing they have to do. It is a step in the direction they should be working. I challenge everyone here to once a week, find a cause, find a nonprofit, find an LGBT thing, something, and retweet it with a comment. Add to the conversation so we can keep the conversation going. Just like Black Lives Matters, just like there are places in this world where, like it was said in the chat, that people can't actually even exist right now. They will die if they come out as not straight. We have to keep talking about it.
So there was a question in chat. It's how do you guys handle someone who doesn't mean to say something rude when in regards to LGBTQ plus, but ends up saying something?
I had a good example. Or do you want to go, Kev? Do we want to do that thing for a second?
And then Sika, you have a question directly from Dab, and I'll read that in a second.
Okay. Well, I had somebody come in recently, and I get asked a lot as a joke. Oh, what are your pronouns? Like, I get it asked respectfully, frequently, but I get it sometimes as a joke. So one time I just like went off on this dude, and like he was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Like, I was literally just like, I was curious. And it took me to take a step back and just be like, oh, okay, you're not being an asshole. Like, yeah, okay, here you go, blah, blah, blah. And on the flip side of that, anytime, like, I decide how much energy I'm going to put into it at that moment. How much energy can I put in? Because you can't always educate people. There's some people that don't want to change. But I just say my 2 cents. If it's about, a lot of times it's, we have Pride Month, but we don't have Veteran Month. That's a topic that I will answer on quite frequently. And I just kind of have like an answer, and if they want to stay and discuss respectfully, I can stay and discuss. But if they don't, then you just gotta let them move on.
And then,
so a little fun fact on that one: tell them that they do have Veteran Month. May is Military Appreciation Month.
Yep.
In case anyone want to add, it's also Mental Health Awareness Month as well.
So I think that's a great response as far as, investing as much energy as you see is necessary based off of the person, right? They may not know. And that's where questions come into play. Like I've seen a lot of content creators just ask the question of, are you being serious, or or are you trying to make fun of me? And depending on what that next response is how they respond and continue with that. Asika, Dab actually asked the question of, how are things been since D-Live?
Good. I've been a full-time streamer for like a year now on Mixer. I've been dabbling here and there on Twitch and whatnot, and just, growing the brand. We did a big logo relaunch recently, and I'm really just giving everything a dust up because been rocking the same old duds for like 3 years now. So yeah, it's honestly been great. Like, I love Mixer, I love the community over there, I love Twitch, and like, yeah, it's been a phenomenal year.
Dude, we should have you on our show if you're interested. I mean, like, you're on our show, but I mean, like, on our show, on the education portion of our show, where we like go through. We'll talk about it later, but like that would be so cool. I mean,
we'll sidebar that.
We'll sidebar, but that would be rad.
Kevin, apparently people want you to build the gayest cabin, is what I'm seeing. Also, bring back the lumberjack beard. Also, you can't build the cabin without the lumberjack beard. Please be like, that's the common trend, is that lumberjack beard. Like, I think it was the gayest cabin is what Plan said.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%.
It's from a post yesterday where I finally got my hair cut and everything cleaned up post quarantine as just kind of a self-care mental health thing. My barber is very nice. Her boyfriend's a registered nurse, so she had a very nice, healthy, sterile place to do it. And so I put up a post joking that, like, hey, like, I look like I could build you the gayest cabin ever, but now that I've shaved and cleaned up, we'll have to come back to that. And Plant has decided that is my my retirement plan. When I retire, I'm gonna go.
A bunch of other people are agreeing on it, so I mean, I think it's a thing. I just like throwing that out there. I don't know how I can help support that, but whatever it is, let me know.
We'll figure it out. I do wanna add one thing to the question, the first one that was asked, and this is more for us in the LGBT community. Realize that while yes, there's a lot of trolls, there's a lot of people that are going to come in your chats and they're going to be confrontational. They're going to be harassing you, being super negative and vile. Those are unfortunately the majority of people, but the ones that really matter are the ones that are genuinely asking, that when they ask, they get attacked or they get a really defensive response, because we're so tired of being worn down that we don't anymore think offhand that there's someone who's actually curious. And I know it's really hard. It's something far easier for me as like a very masculine male, obviously, to put up with. I don't have the same misrepresentation, mislabelings that happens, but please just keep that in mind. I unfortunately know of a ton of people that had that optimism. They wanted to learn. I mean, I grew up in the South. That was a very popular thing of people didn't know, so they wanted to learn. But a lot of them got shut down because people got really defensive or assumed they were trolling. So just keep in mind, all these conversations and communications are text-based. You can't tell tone, you can't tell inflection, you can't see facial structure lets you know. It's hard, but assume people are asking, and if they turn around and be negative about it, well, cool. They were going to be negative about it one way or the other then at that point. But that one person you could educate could go on to help with grants, to help put people in internships. I've had college professors that, because of one conversation they had with someone that was willing to talk with them, have now like turned to like gender studies as one of their focuses. Like there are people out there that will be impactful. It's hard, but we've got to try just as much as we want people to try.
I totally agree with that. I kind of fall victim to that I don't fully understand a lot of like nuances that come with being trans or being non-binary. I don't understand a lot, and I ask a lot of questions of the people that I know, and some things may potentially come out as rude, and I am like all about the community. So I think that's a really good thing to mention, is that there are still people legitimately just wanting to understand, and maybe don't attack those who genuinely want to learn, because the assholes will show themselves very quickly.
Take a deep breath and talk. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
The one piece of feedback that I always give is that please don't assume, right? Don't assume that I understand your pronouns or what they are. Don't assume that I understand what gender you're identifying as. Please, if I ask, I'm asking out of general curiosity, so I know how to address you, right? If you tell me up front, fantastic. I know that that's what it is, and I will try my very best to maintain that. But I'm not the status quo. So that's the one thing. On the flip side, I say, please be patient and kind with some people like me who are just trying to learn and trying to understand what I should or shouldn't be saying. Like, some people like to be called they and them. I'm completely fine with that. But if I don't know that and you get offended because I call you her or he because that's what I see, that's not fair to me to push that onto me because I don't understand. I don't know that that's what you identify as. So that's the only thing that I ask back as far as that, because I don't always know. I can't always tell if that's what people identify as or what they like. Kevin, when I first met him, I would not have known, even slightly. It wasn't until after we started developing our relationship that I came to find out that, oh yeah, you know what, Kevin is pan. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Like, it just makes you that much cooler of a person to me because you have so many different dimensions. But if I didn't get to know him, I never would have known that. I would just known him as Kevin.
I think half the DreamHack staff, like after they got to know me, thought I was just flat out gay too, which was really funny. Like, because it was easily, I think, like 3 or 4 events later that you and JV were the first people to go, hey, so you're not gay then? I'm like, no, everyone's fair game for me. Everyone's attractive. You're like, oh, that's badass. I really like that. That's cool. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's great. I love it. It's like you said, it's a lot. I will, just because I don't want you guys getting dragged on this one, I will throw out there, if you want to have an equal contribution to the gender identity conversation, do more things like I've seen DreamHack actually do in the past recently, which is when you have events, when you have networking situations, having those cards that let people select or write their pronoun is super empowering. Yep. It's how you can meet that conversation halfway. Because 100%. I do know I've had a lot of allies have said, hey, it's hard because we don't want to assume based off of how you're presenting, because we've gotten in trouble for that. but that can also disqualify us from correctly identifying you. So what can I do? I don't want to be stuck in this middle ground. So that's what I encourage allies. Incorporate that into your activities, into your networking situation. Give opportunities for people to present that information to you before you have to assume.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. Really appreciate you coming on the show and being part of our journey, and helping us be more educated and aware of how we can help and be part of the conversation and not a hindrance to it. So we do have to sign off because we are a little bit over time. So we really appreciate everyone. Thank you for being here, everyone. If you have not followed these two people, our mods will throw their socials in the chat again. Please go follow them. We will be back next week on Wednesday at 10 a.m. again for another edition of the Next Level Talk Show. Again, thank you all for being here. This is Torben, and I am signing out. Amanda, right there or over there, or say bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
I'm somewhere.
You're somewhere,
man.
Have a good one, all.
Are we done?